Global climate change and what you can do. So, to understand climate change, we must know what it is. Climate change is a change in the Earth's climate that is being caused by man made factors. The Earth is heating up at an unprecedented rate, and there is currently more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere than at any time in the last 650,000 years. The main man made factors are fossil fuels, logging, and the exponentially increasing population. And there are thousands of different changes, but the most notable are rising global temperatures, rising sea levels, potential for extinction of thousands of different species, limited resources, drought, melting ice sheets, and the hole in the ozone layer. Alright, so fossil fuels are namely oil, coal, and natural gas, although there are others. And they are the number one source of energy for America and most of the rest of the world. This is due to the tremendous power of the fossil fuel industry. Extracting them from the environment can be very damaging. Strip mining, drilling is all very damaging to the environment, and the use pollutes the ground, the water, and especially the atmosphere. Thousands of tons of pollutants are spewed into the atmosphere every year from fossil fuel use. And approximately 67% of energy in the U.S. is from fossil fuels, as shown by this graph, mainly petroleum, natural gas, and coal. Only a very small percent is renewable, and only a little bit is nuclear. And it's not supposed to change in the next 25 years. Now, logging is a smaller cause, but it's still important. Wood is used in countless different ways throughout the world, so there's a very large demand for it. This means that 1 acre of Amazon rainforest is logged every second, and trees provide a huge portion of the oxygen we breathe. Approximately 1/4 of the oxygen in the atmosphere is from trees, mainly those of the Amazon rainforest. Trees also provide habitat for millions of different animal and plant species. And the increasing population is probably the number one biggest factor of climate change. Population grows exponentially, so the population has more than doubled in the last 65 years, from 2.5 billion to approximately 7 billion. And the more people there are, the more resources used, and the more pollutants are spewed into the atmosphere. Now, rising global temperatures. Global temperatures have risen approximately 1.5 degrees since 1880. And this seems like a very small difference, but it actually has a very large effect. The difference between glaciers staying the same and melting is only a few degrees, for example. Rising sea levels. Studies say we can expect approximately 2.5 to 6.5 feet in the next 84 years, which is well enough to swamp countless coastal regions, including basically all of Florida. The most dire predictions include 23 feet of sea level rise, which would put London underwater. Extinction. Climate change has already caused several animals and plants to go extinct, and scientists estimate that thousands of plants and animal species will become extinct due primarily to climate change in the next century. Limited resources. Fossil fuels are not unlimited, and we're using them at a very fast rate. And also, basic resources like food, water, and fuel are already very scarce in many areas like Africa and India, and they're predicted to get much worse. Now, drought is a very dry period, and it is directly linked to climate change. 81% of the U.S. was in drought in 2012. And droughts affect very many things. From agriculture, it means less food, it means less fresh water, and it means destroyed habitats as well. And melting ice sheets are one of the bigger concerns. A vast portion of land and ocean is covered by glaciers and ice sheets such as Antarctica, Greenland, northern Canada, and parts of South America as well. And the two largest ice sheets, Antarctica and Greenland, hold approximately 99% of freshwater ice in the world. So if these melt into the sea, we would lose most of our fresh water. And there would also result in extreme sea level rise. And recently, in the past few years, scientists have discovered a huge hole in the ozone layer in the atmosphere over Antarctica. And the ozone layer is very important because it helps maintain the proper temperature for the Earth. And with such a large hole, heat and sunlight can get through much easier and cause warming. Now, this sounds like some sort of dystopian doomsday. However, there is a lot that everybody can do. You can conserve energy in your house, only use electricity when you need it, get appliances that use less electricity. There are thousands of different charities you can donate to. Sierra Club, Southwest Energy Efficiency Project, and the EPA are all groups that aim to curb climate change. You can support political measures such as carbon taxes and other safety measures designed to limit the amount of pollutants we spew into the atmosphere. You can drive less. Driving is the number one use of fossil fuels in America. And the most important thing you can do is to not have kids, because the extensive population is currently the number one threat to global climate change.